First, given the increasingly depressing situation on the ground in the conflict between Israel and Gaza, I want to get your sense of the situation on the ground. So, your assessment, if you will, of the Israel-Gaza situation.
Ben Sharon'la Tel Aviv'de görüştüğümde
when I met Sharon in Tel Aviv, he used an expression saying, "The most enjoyable moments of my life are those when I was on top of tanks in Palestine." I can never forget this. Of course, it clearly displays the viewpoint of one human toward another. At the moment, Israel's position in Palestine is apparent. When we meet and discuss with our American friends, whether it's Mr. Bush or Mr. Obama, they always refer to a two-state structure in the region, in the form of Israel-Palestine. And we kept working on this with Palestine all the time, meaning you accept Israel and let Israel accept you. And facing such a picture, it's beyond comprehension that Israel is still defended by the West, and the world is silent about it. Therefore, we cannot remain silent, and we will not be silent.
You have you've invoked Hitler in accusing them of their actions in Gaza. You've talked about genocide. Do you stand by those comments?
I completely stand by my comments. Because Nazism, the fascism that was applied by Hitler, if you put all these on the table just like that, you can see that what Israel does to Palestine, to Gaza right now, has surpassed what Hitler did to them. We don't approve, we don't accept what Hitler did either, but right now we do not accept this persecution, the massacre, the genocide by Israel. Hamas and Fatah unified in respect of this two-state structure, and they formed a national consensus government. Israel does not want this government to make progress, they want to break it up. And in fact, they told this to Mr. Abbas. Mr. Abbas says, "This is the pressure that is applied on me." And he told us this very clearly and openly. Israel is disturbed of a unification here. This is what primarily lies under the problem, behind these current attacks.
You have been incredibly involved in trying to broker some sort of ceasefire initiative. You've hosted Palestinian leaders here. You are in contact with Hamas alongside Qatar. What are your contacts at Hamas telling you, and how close, if at all, are they to any discussion at this stage about ceasefire?
If Israel is really genuine about the ceasefire, they should first adhere to the 2012 ceasefire. Look, within the framework of 2012, first of all, at the moment, Hamas is prepared for everything in order to achieve a ceasefire. Again, Palestine, Mr. Abbas is prepared too. But Israel is not even approaching such a thing, and spitting death, spitting blood. I told Mr. Ban Ki-moon at the meeting we held with him yesterday that if the Israeli side is genuine about this matter, then we could convince the Hamas side. But they, of course, rightfully say if an unconditional ceasefire agreement is requested, this wouldn't be fair in the first place. Why unconditional? Can you bring the same proposal to Israel? An unconditional ceasefire? Can there be such a thing? Everything, the conditions would be set, the conditions would be discussed. But in the meantime, a temporary ceasefire, for example, a week's ceasefire, could be made. And immediately after this ceasefire, these terms could be proposed.
You have called the Egyptian president a tyrant in his efforts to broker peace. And in turn, Egypt has accused you of getting in the way of a deal. What's your response?
First of all, Egypt at this moment does not have a sincere approach to the Palestine issue. But if Egypt really is to have a leading role in a ceasefire and peace process, we don't have a persistent effort to have Turkey to be leading on this. We don't have a problem with the vineyard owner, we just want to eat the grapes. Now, what do we mean by grapes here? It's to contribute to peace in the Middle East. If Palestine can't achieve peace in this peace matter here, if Israel can't achieve peace in this peace environment, the unrest in the Middle East will keep disturbing the whole world. Therefore, the agreement between Israel and Palestine has a historical importance. But if the aim is for Israel to wholly occupy the lands Palestine has got at the moment, and for Israel to enter into those lands, of course Turkey should stand against this. Of course Egypt needs to stand against this. I mean, Egypt does not mean just Sisi right at the moment. Egypt has a people. What counts for us is the way the people approach this, and we never fell out with the people. But I don't see Sisi as a Democrat. He's not a Democrat.
Is he a tyrant?
Well, he is right now a tyrant. I don't have any doubts about that.
The Israeli president has criticised what he called Qatar's funding of terrorism, alluding to sending money for rockets and tunnel building. Now, it is between Qatar and Turkey that there is this effort to build some sort of initiative that will be good for both Israel and Hamas's side.
Look,
let me respond to this comment of Israel with one thing in particular. One, who finances Israel? Two, Israel is a terror state. They're creating a wave of terror with what they're doing now. Qatar is standing by the persecuted and the victims with humanitarian aid. Qatar's cooperation with Turkey has always been to be on the side of the persecuted and the victims and to support them through humanitarian aid. This is what's being done. To cast a different role to Qatar or to cast a different role to Turkey, first of all shows how bad the intention of those casting the roles.
Bunlar ne siyaset biliyor, ne uluslararası diplomasi nedir bunu biliyor. Bunlar bu kadar ürkek, bu kadar korkak. Bunlar Nazi kalıntısı, bunlar faşist. Bunu böyle biliniz. Bağcıların insanları buradan Hollanda'ya notasını veriyor. Sen istediğin kadar Dışişleri Bakanımızın uçağını kaldırma. Bundan sonra senin uçakların bakalım Türkiye'ye nasıl gelecek. Tabii burada ben diplomasiyi konuşuyorum. Yoksa vatandaşların seyahatini değil. O ayrı bir konu.
Any foreign troops coming to Syria without our invitation or consultation or permission, they are invaders. Whether they are American, Turkish, or any other one. No, we don't. And we don't think this is going to help. Well, what are they going to do? To fight ISIS? The Americans lost nearly everywhere. They lost in Iraq. They had to withdraw at the end. Even in Somalia, let alone Vietnam in the past, and Afghanistan, your neighboring country.
Right.
They didn't succeed anywhere they sent troops. They only create mess. They are very good in creating problems and destroying, but they are very bad in finding solutions. We have to congratulate Al-Nusra for having the first Oscar. This is a precedented event for the West to give Al-Qaeda an Oscar. Wow. This is unbelievable. And this is another proof that Oscars, Nobel, all the things are politicized certificate. That's how I can look at it. The White Helmet story is very simple. It's a facelift of Al-Nusra Front in Syria, just to change their ugly face into more humanitarian face. That's it.
Are there from time to time tweets that you regret in hindsight?
Very seldom.
Very seldom,
Very
and
seldom.
you would have, so you never would have
Very
wished
seldom.
not to have.
Probably
tweeted
wouldn't be here
something.
right now, but so very seldom. We have a tremendous group of people that listen, and I can get around the media when the media doesn't tell the truth, so I like that. As far as wiretapping, I guess, by this past administration, at least we have something in common, perhaps. We said nothing. All we did was quote a certain very talented legal mind who was the one responsible for saying that on television. I didn't make an opinion on it. That was a statement made by a very talented lawyer on Fox. And so you shouldn't be talking to me, you should be talking to Fox.
Government officials in London today rejected White House claims that the alleged wiretapping on you, on the Trump Tower, on Trump Organization, or on members of your campaign was that British intelligence was either responsible for it or involved in it?
We said nothing. All we did was quote a certain very talented legal mind who was the one responsible for saying that on television. I didn't make an opinion on it. That was a statement made by a very talented lawyer on Fox. And so you shouldn't be talking to me, you should be talking to Fox.